Right, we doing this? What's happening, guys? Welcome to our YouTube channel.
It's not ours, it's mine.
Oh well. For now, it's going to be Beth and Louie / Conrad.
No, it isn't.
But yeah, we're going to be doing our first video together today.
No. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a special guest. Haven't I?
Yes,
Your lovely
most
boyfriend,
special.
Connor. And we're going to record a Q&A because lots of you have got lots of questions and we're going to answer them basically. So, Connor asked on his story if you had any questions for it, and you did. You sent loads of good questions in, and I also asked on my story, but I forgot to screenshot them.
Slapping.
So,
good thing one of us here is on point there.
Are you for real? You're the most unorganised person I've ever met in my life. So anyways, we're going to try and get through as many as we can, and hopefully we'll answer your questions. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the first question, how did you meet?
Well, how did we meet? I think, well, it was like pretty much most relationship these days, and it is through the social media, the gram.
Instagram.
Yeah, so little secret. So when I came out of the show, I was looking, I think it was like Naz's profile, and while he was still in the show, his family reposted a story that Beth had put up about talking about Naz, and I saw, oh, who's that? Like, she's alright, isn't she? And I thought, a little quick follow, and then
I think I was already following you.
Yeah.
And I was like to my friends, oh my god, Connor's followed us. And then we just got talking from there, didn't we?
Yeah, that's pretty much when...
Everybody always asks who slid and who's DM first. And I'm like strong, independent woman. I just go for what I want. So I slid into his DMs first. And literally you followed his, and how long was it?
It was probably like 2 days, a day, something like that.
It wasn't even that long.
Was it not?
It was the same day. But yeah, that is how we initially met, and then was just spoke on Instagram for ages, didn't we?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You didn't even ask us for my number.
Well, it's because I was just so busy, like, just enjoying and talking to you and that. And then, yeah, you were like, oh, here's my number, by the way.
Yes, no. We had planned
to
actually meet in London because we both had work commitments there. And we're like, we might as well meet and go on a date. And I was like, oh, by the way, here's my number. Because he hadn't asked us for my number.
Yeah, but, like, to be fair, though, like, normally, yeah, obviously it's better to have someone's number. But, like, we were just in contact all the time anyway.
Yeah, we were.
I didn't really think, because I thought I could just message you on Insta, but it is better, obviously.
Mr. Blase, so that is how we met.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, next question. What's the one thing that makes you connect / attract with each other?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah. I think for me, it's probably that we just get each other.
Yeah.
And like, I'm quite an open person. I'm quite easy to get on with. And I think you felt that from the minute that we met.
Well, I think, like, for me anyway, I'm a little bit slower to open up, and I think you said, didn't you? You sort of noticed when we first started, like we first met each other in person. You could tell I was holding back a little bit. And I feel like that's just because I don't want to put someone off, like, especially when I really like someone. I don't want to scare them off, like, with my weird self.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, but then slowly but surely, the more time we spent together, I was coming out of my shell more.
You were.
And like Beth just gets me. She gets me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
she's
isn't that lovely?
Yeah,
I can remember our first date, like we met, and I was just like talking, and he was like, yeah. And he was probably thinking, God, give me a chance. But yeah, I think the fact that we just get each other's energy and we understand each other, we're on the same page.
Yeah,
I think that definitely helps us communicate really well, and it just allows our relationship to flow, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good thing that Beth likes to talk, because I can be a little bit quiet. Man, a few words, you call me.
You say that, but you do like to talk me head off sometimes.
Sometimes? Oh, well, you're rubbing off on me. Yeah.
So the next question is, did you manifest Connor into your life? And one of my followers asked me that, and I can just remember it, but I think I have talked about it on my Instagram before, that I really do believe that I did manifest Connor into my life. And one of our good friends, he's very intuitive and very in tune with the universe, like myself, and he was like, you absolutely manifested Connor into your life. Like, he believes that we were meant to meet, and actually we've said that it was inevitable.
Weird, wasn't it? Yeah,
like there was a lot of things that happened that kind of indicated we were meant to meet.
Yeah, we were going to cross paths at some point.
Yeah, like there's just loads of different strange bits and pieces, and you're like, oh my god.
I was asked to go on The Circle, the same series that Beth was going to be on.
Imagine that.
Which would have been crazy. Like, you know, I could have been talking to you like as a
Contestant.
different profile or whatever, and then meeting you. But you know, we met each other. I think it was just.
I think it was meant to be, and like I think it's one of them where like if you are meant to meet somebody and you are meant to be with them, it doesn't matter what path you take in life, like the universe will bring you together. But I think for me, I had just read The Magic before I met Connor. I think I finished it a week before, and then I watched him on Love Island, and I was like, oh yeah, he's a bit of me, like, you know. Ooh. And then we ended up crossing paths anyway, and like so my intentions, I put that out to the universe, and I was like, God, I like him, I like what he's about, he's genuine, he's fit, he's lovely jubbly. And then finished The Magic, and then next thing I know, he's followed us. And like some people will say, oh, it's just one of those things, it's a coincidence, it's fate. But I truly believe that manifestation works, and
it is real, folks.
The universe will align you for the right people in the right situations. So yeah. Do you want to read that one?
All right, then I'll read this one. So, how did you guys fall in love with each other? Oh, that's nice and romantic, isn't it?
Isn't it? Just what you like.
Well, I mean, I think it's just like the same as, well, I'm assuming most people fall in love with each other. Like when you spend so much time around someone and you see more and more things about them, you're like, do you know what? And like you're thinking about them when you're not with them, and I'm getting all soppy, ain't I? But I kind of sprung it on you, didn't I?
I think for me, like, I'm very much, I've like spent a lot of time single before I met Connor, and I just was very like, I dated loads of guys and I spent time with men, and there was always just something, that I thought, that's not right. And I'm very much into don't settle, don't just be with somebody for the sake of it. But for me, I wanted to wait for the right person. And I am glad that I did that, because although I've spent a lot of my 20s single and on my own, I can't imagine forcing a feeling or having a contrived feeling like love mistaken for lust or really like. I have to say it when I really genuinely mean it. And I think with me and Connor, we met just before lockdown.
Yeah, luckily enough.
We had 2 dates before lockdown, and then we ended up spending the majority of lockdown together. We hadn't put it anywhere on Instagram or anything at that point, so we were literally just getting to know each other. And I think that really benefited our relationship. It was
good, wasn't it?
Because we were just like getting to know each other. There was no distractions of going out to bars, restaurants, or having to put things on Instagram, anything like that. It was just true, authentic, genuine, getting to know each other, and I don't know, getting feelings like quite quickly.
Yeah. It was frustrating because, you know, when you first start dating someone, you want to be physically around them as much as possible, isn't it, as well? Yeah. And then when lockdown happened, I think we both kind of panicked a little bit, didn't we? We were like, oh my God, like how are we going to make this like work? But I think it did make us, definitely closer.
Yeah, definitely. And then we ended up spending loads of time together anyway.
Exactly.
What it was is like we had both our full families had isolated completely, and our families and us made the decision, was it safe, before it got really serious, to like for Connor to come to my house, and oh my God, what's going on here? Absolute frizzy nut. And we said yes, and then we basically spent the whole of lockdown together. So we were sensible and cautious about it, and consulted with families and everything like that. But that absolutely made us 100 times closer, and it just took all of like the stress away, and we just could be ourselves. And I think when you like turned round and said, oh no, you asked me to be your girlfriend first.
I did, yeah. So you were done. So Beth was at obviously my house, and like when we were talking before we met and stuff, we had like this little running joke going on about like, you've been waiting for your Prince Charming on his horse, and I was like, oh, don't worry, when I meet, I'll rock up on my horse to come pick you up, blah blah blah. And then I thought it'd be cute. I was trying to get like a little toy horse or something. Yeah. To ask you, but I couldn't actually get that, so I ended up buying like little rocking horses. So I humped out of the.
It was really romantic. I don't know why you're laughing. Are you awkward?
Yeah. I'm awkward. I humped out the stairs. I told her to close her eyes. She started crapping herself.
I was like, "What are you doing?
What are you bringing up? It's not the dog, is it?"
I used to be quite scared of dogs, and Connor's got a dog, and I thought he was going to throw the dog on his. And I was sat there all vulnerable.
I was like, no, just close your eyes, and then gone to open them, and then I was just sat on a little horse, which I'm way too big for.
With a lovely, massive, big bunch of roses, my favourite, red ones and white ones, and you just asked us to be your girlfriend, and then it was a week after when you told us that you loved us, didn't you? You were all awkward, and his heart was pounding. I can remember we were cuddling each other, his heart was pounding, and I was like,
"You alright?"
Yeah, I was like, "Are you alright? Your heart's pounding." He's like, "Yeah." And then he eventually
and then I just said the L-bomb.
You said it, didn't you?
I did.
This is a funny one. Does she eat crisps, and are you okay with it? So Connor's got a very irrational phobia of...
It's not irrational, man.
Crisps and mayonnaise.
It's
and
disgusting.
Can't bear them, literally can't bear them. So obviously I love crisps. I don't really eat them because I try to be healthy. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that? I don't eat them loads,
whoever sent that question, I'm assuming you have the same views on crisps as me.
I think one or two people actually sent that question.
Yeah, they have. And yeah, so we are out there, right? Crisps are disgusting, they're vile.
No,
don't at me. You can't change my opinion on that. I mean, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not buzzing when Beth opens a pack of crisps next to me, and especially her favourite flavour is pickled onion, which is like the worst offender. There's just they stink, man. Absolutely stink. Lovely. So
are you okay with it?
I am okay with it, but I have to look the other way. I have to face away. If we're in close proximity, like you ate them in the car, so and I was like, oh my god, I had to open the window.
So
and
dramatic.
No, isn't it?
Do you want to marry her?
Yeah, I think I do definitely see Beth being in my life forever. Oh. So yeah, definitely at some point we'll be putting a ring on it.
Go on, hon. Okay. Did you watch Beth on The Circle?
So I didn't actually watch The Circle originally.
How rude, eh?
But no, because what happened was I remember flicking through channels before, and I remember it came on, and I was in the middle of the series, so I didn't understand the concept of what was going on. But after meeting Beth and started talking to her, I decided, without actually telling you, didn't I? I started watching it. I just wanted to see what Beth was like in it, and it is so funny. Obviously, because I know Beth, and at this point, I recognise little things that she says. She's got little sayings and little quirks. And it's funny seeing that on the show. But yeah, it was really, I did enjoy watching it, and I thought, do you know what the best part though was when Beth got blocked, and she was like,
well, I wanted to stay.
Of course, I know, but it's just hilarious because I know you now.
So what do you think? Do you think that was me on The Circle, or do you think it wasn't 100% me? Because obviously it's hard. You've been on a reality TV show.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard because not obviously there's a lot of filming involved. There's 24 hours and they can only show so much. But from what I saw, yeah, I do feel like you were just being yourself, and you weren't. I don't feel like you were putting on a front, even though.
No. I just think when I watched it back, I haven't actually ever spoke about this, but when I watch it back, I'm just like, there's loads that happened, and there was loads that was said, and I just think, you didn't really get to see me for me, 100%.
Which is typical, and
yeah,
they can only show so much.
Next question. What do you both like about each other?
Oh, hello.
Who's that?
Can you close the door, please? You just got
interrupted by
the old man. Big up Wayne Howard.
Okay, what do you both like about each other?
Where do I begin?
Really?
There's loads I like about Beth. She's definitely one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. She's funny. She just makes me laugh every day. She's just off her head. She'd be talking, she'll say anything, she'd be like, oh, it's sunny outside, and then burst out laughing. She just proper loves her own banter.
I do, but my banter's sick, so why would you not?
It's funny, but it's just the fact that you love it makes it even funnier.
I don't actually say it's sunny outside.
No, but you could be talking about anything and you start howling at yourself. And then we're in the gym together, and then she starts busting out dance moves and...
Yeah, I am daft. I am really daft, actually. I will admit that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, she's so caring as well. Yeah, so many things.
What do I like about Connor? That he's really genuine. I've always said that since day one, since I first started talking to him. I was like, he's so genuine and like a pure soul. That's what I call him. Like, there's just nothing fake about him. Like, you get what you see, if that makes sense. Like, oh well, you get what you see. Like, he's just genuine and he is really kind. Sometimes too kind, I would say. Like, he puts everybody before himself, which is amazing quality to have. But he's just lush and he doesn't realise how amazing he is. So he's so modest. And like most guys who would look like him or who had maybe had the experiences he had would probably be a bit arrogant or be a boy, and he's absolutely not. So yeah, you definitely you're lovely.
Baby.
He is lovely, and my family love him. Like, my family and my friends love him. That definitely makes us love him more. And yeah, I think you're just lush. Bit too laid back. So the next question is, do you lot have any inside jokes? We'll have loads actually.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. I mean, we probably look ridiculous when we're doing it.
I'm not even bothered.
But I'd say probably the main one that we probably reference the most throughout the day is
It's swearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're better at doing it.
So
than me.
basically, it's you remember when there was the whole ice water bucket challenge?
Ice water bucket challenge.
Ice water challenge, whatever it's called,
challenge.
ice bucket challenge. And there's a video of this little girl. She must be like 2-3 years old, something like that. She's tiny.
She's lush.
And she's doing it, and yeah, basically the video was like, water challenge, I nominate Marshall.
No, we're not going to go through it all.
And then she swears at the end of it, and like it just comes out of nowhere. So,
all of our inside jokes are all just absolutely off the scale, ridiculous.
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense, but that's the kind of person. My humour is just silliness. So we're always laughing, aren't we? What's your favourite date you've had together? Love y'all. Love you too.
Ooh, favourite date. For me, Novikov was one of my favourites.
Was
definitely.
it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, because it was just like such a nice setting.
I didn't know what Novikov was.
I'd never heard of it before. But
so
yeah,
when we met in London, he didn't have any plans for us, which I was expecting him to think to go and be like, this is what we're doing. And I was like, all right, what we're doing like tonight sort of thing. And he's like, don't know, where do you want to go? And I was like, oh, hang on.
Right.
So now I was like, what about Novikov? So I'm on my phone, like trying to book a table. Like he's just lying there, like Mr. Blasé as he is. And I was like, we'll go to Novikov. And it was so nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
You loved it. You were like,
it's the first like,
God.
Because I never really, because they do like all the sushi and stuff, don't they? And it was banging. It was banging. Because you were like, oh, you'll love it. You'll love it.
You're like, I'm not sure.
I've never been too keen on sushi, but it was banging.
It
But
was.
yeah, that was one of my
That
favourite
was like
dates.
our first date. We did go to Honest Burger through the day, but that was like an evening meal.
Yeah, proper date.
And my favourite date, I really enjoyed it when we went to Ghetto Golf.
Yeah, that was.
Like
that was really
I
nice.
love doing things with Connor, whether it's eat out or do a little activity or like go away and stay in a hotel or whatever. Like I love doing things like that because we just joke around and enjoy it. But Ghetto Golf was mint because we're quite. I didn't realise, but I am quite competitive.
Oh, quite.
And
everything's a competition with this one.
Anyways, but yeah, I loved that, and he was adamant to beat us, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to beat him.
I was flapping as well because she was ahead of me.
I was doing so good, and then as I went round, I was starting to get like less than him, and I started getting a bit frustrated, and he ended up beating us by 1 point.
No, two
point,
points,
and he was
2 points.
Sat there
And
celebrating.
it doesn't matter, 1 or 2 points, you lost.
Well, whatever. So
You just haven't got the skills.
we need to go back and redo that because I'm going to beat you next time.
Favourite Netflix show to watch together? Well, I mean, I don't know if like favourite's the right word.
It definitely is. You definitely got really.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it as we were watching more. But basically, whenever I was at Beth's and we were kind of just chilling, and you'd be watching.
At first, I wouldn't watch it with you.
No. But like after like we were just like there wasn't much going on. Whatever, you'd start watching Gossip Girl. And I'd be like over here and things, and like, oh, what's going on
Who's
there?
that? Who's Serena? Who's Blair? Is that Chuck?
I'd be asking questions. I'd be like, why is that actually the way that guy talks?
Yeah.
Chuck. And and all this and the other. And I started getting more and more into it. And then we ended up. So funnily enough, actually, I Googled who Gossip Girl was before Beth had finished watching the series.
I think it was like the start of series 6.
Something like that. I Googled it. And I was like, I know who it is. I know who it is. And I was trying to see if Beth could guess.
I couldn't.
And yeah, she couldn't get it. But yeah, that's only really the main Netflix series we've watched. We watched a little bit of Down to Earth with the Zac Efron.
Yeah.
But we don't really watch.
I'm
much,
not a big
series.
TV watcher.
Mm-hmm.
I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I loved Gossip Girl, and it even I had to be convinced to watch that at the beginning of lockdown, because I'm very much like, I don't like to commit to a show because I know it's going to take loads of me time up, and I don't really want to be looking at the screen for like so many hours when we're together as well, because we spend quite considerable amount of time apart.
Yeah, we make the most of it when we are together. So.
Yeah, we'll make the most of it when we're together. We don't want to just be sitting consuming something on the TV. Next question: first kiss? Question mark? Exclamation mark? Question mark? 2 love hearts.
So this was hilarious. Like,
sorry to interrupt you, but when I was talking to Connor, like, we were very open. We had really good conversation. We were chatting constantly, but I'm very, very, like, I pick up on people's vibes, and I'm very intuitive, so I kind of get people before I meet them. And I thought, yeah, he's a little bit more held back and reserved than me, which he is. So I was not expecting.
It was hilarious, yeah. So we were in the hotel just getting ready to head out for the day, and you know, you just sat, like, we were talking, you sat on the bed.
We're just chilling, weren't we?
We're just chilling, yeah. And I thought, oh well, you know,
we'd been for dinner.
Yeah, we'd been for lunch at Honestburger, and we were going to get ready to go out to Novikov, and like, we were chatting on the bed and stuff, and like, you sat there, and I thought, like, I didn't want you to think that I wasn't, like, interested in you, like.
Why would I think that?
Well, I don't know, but I just kind of wanted to make my intentions known. So I thought I'd just, like, lean over, like, give her. It felt well. It kind of. I thought it felt right, but clearly the expression on Beth's face.
But I didn't know.
Said otherwise. I went in to kiss her. The look on. She looked terrified.
And I'm not like that. It's not like I'm some sort of.
I think you were just kind of caught off guard, weren't you?
Was I?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you tell
Was
me.
I?
Yeah. But yeah, it was just proper cute. Like, you looked.
Do I need to powder on my face?
Oh.
I do.
You don't.
Oh, okay. Oh. Sorry.
But yeah, Beth, you looked a little bit too. You looked a little bit shocked. Caught you off guard.
The moral of the story is, if you want something, just go and get it.
Hey. So next question is, who says sorry first after an argument? I mean, we haven't really had like a major argument. Like, we've had little bickers and stuff, but who actually says sorry?
There's not really been any issues to say sorry. Like, it's not like we've had a blazing row and then stormed off, and then there's been hell on, and then it's been like, I'm not backing down unless you back down. Mm-hmm. Obviously there's been like little bits and pieces, which is natural, like where we'll maybe disagree, or there might be something, and where I've said sorry is if I know I'm being a bit out of order, if it's the time of the month, you know, when you're a bit hormonal, like that, I was in a huff and there was no need for that. I will be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the best. Right, so I got to talk about this. So we were at Beth's house. And, we
God,
we were like having a good time.
You love telling people this.
Hilarious. So we were having like a few drinks and stuff like that. You know, it was a really good night.
I thought you were going to tell them about Tell them about
so
when
Beth,
I shut the door.
Yeah. Oh, that. Okay. Yeah. There's another one. Yes. I'll tell you about. So, hilarious. Beth can get a little bit huffy.
What are you on about? I can get a little bit huffy. You can as well.
Yeah, I know I can, but mine don't last very long.
Yours lasts about half an hour.
Yeah, and it's
max.
Gone. But basically, we were training outside in Beth's garden, and Beth has like issues with her hamstrings. They're like quite tight, and you can't struggle to get like lower on certain exercises. And I said like, oh, maybe you should like, I think we should like maybe try and get you to stretch a bit more. I was just trying to be helpful, and Beth kind of said, oh my God, Connor, you think I don't know that? I've trained for so many years. I spent so much money on chiropractors. Blah 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 blah. Stormed off into a room, and bear in mind, Beth's little brother's training with me as well.
And he's
and he's only young. And I said, oh, 2 seconds, I'm going to see.
No, you weren't. You were
Well, I was coming in for a
bag.
bag. I wanted to see if you were okay as well. And I went into Beth's room. I knocked. And I said, "Oh, have you got a rucksack?"
I was doing the little.
Yeah,
I
Beth
had
was
took
doing
my
it.
kettlebell upstairs, and I was doing my own little online workout because I was like,
I'll
"I'll
show
show them."
him. So yeah, I went up. I said, "Oh, have you got a bag I can use so I can put some weights in?" She goes, "No, I haven't got a bag." Bear in mind, I'm asking like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" She's
Are
like,
you okay?
I'm fine." And she's like closing the door on me as I'm talking to her. She's like, "Get out, leave me alone, get out."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh Christ!" So I went back downstairs to the garden. And your little brother was like, "Oh, is Beth okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, oh yeah,
I
she's just
did
training
apologise.
upstairs." And yeah, later on, you apologised.
I could tell he had went in a huff because of me, and he doesn't really do that often. And we went to cook dinner. I got in the shower, then you got in the dinner. In the dinner,
And I got in the dinner.
and then you got in the shower.
Mhm.
We were downstairs. I remember this,
Yeah.
and you were being a bit quiet.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, so I was being really nice. And I was like, oh, what do you think about that? Oh, what about this? Or what about that? And then like you had started coming out of it because I think you were in a huff because I had been a bit irrational.
Yeah.
But you didn't realise that it was because I had, obviously that's one of like, if
Yeah.
you've got like not an insecurity, but if you've got something that frustrates you about yourself and you've been trying to work on it for years and somebody points the obvious out to you, like obviously I've tried stretching my hamstrings. Is that not the first thing you would do for tight hamstrings?
Yeah.
So like it was frustrating for me, but then like if I'm ever like that, that was a bit like, you know, I
But
always
that's-
explain why. Like I'm not irrational or huffy for no reason. Like if there's ever an issue between me and you, I'll always explain why and say this is the way this made
I
me
think that's
feel.
I think that's the good
like
thing.
this is like a trigger for me, or like this has happened in my past and this is why I'm worried about that. Like I don't say things unless there's definitely a valid reason.
I think, that is definitely a good thing about us. Like when there has been like little small issues or whatever, like we talk about it. We don't let it sort of fester and like it gets resolved.
It gets resolved because like Connor will know if there's something up with me and I'll know if there's something up with Connor, and I'd rather just say, listen.
Oh, it's spooky. So, I remember
remember?
I was it was during lockdown. I was home.
With me.
I was home and I was feeling a little bit like
You
I
were
was in a
struggling.
bad mood
You were
and just
struggling,
wasn't
weren't you?
like lockdown was sort of getting me down. But I remember Beth like FaceTimed me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And bear in mind I hadn't said anything at all. And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "No, you know, you're okay. What? You're not okay? You? What's wrong? What's wrong? Tell me." And you just sort of picked up on it.
I
Which is
knew.
freaky.
I knew.
Freaky.
It's kind of because like I don't know, like I feel like I'm just really connected to you, so like I pick up on any vibes and stuff, and I know when he's not okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's the same with Connor. Like obviously nobody's perfect, so whenever he does anything wrong or maybe whatever, he has and will apologise, and
I think it's
you will admit
if you're in the wrong way.
and I think it's really important because the thing is, if you just let things go or you keep things to yourself, even if you feel like it's a silly issue, it doesn't matter, because if there's an issue and it feels like something's important to you, the person that you're with needs to understand that even if they don't think it's a big deal, and it's a big...
What's that juicy question?
Right, last question. Are you gonna move in together, and if so, when?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be moving in together. Hopefully, some point soon. It is because it is annoying, the distance between us, like having to drive 300 odd miles. But like, she is worth it. Like, you know, when I first started seeing Beth, it didn't even come into consideration the distance. Like, I was like, it's not a problem. But ideally, we're hoping to move somewhere that's like in between for both of us.
Yeah.
So we're not too far away from each other's families.
I mean, to be fair, like home is only a drive away, regardless of where we're living right now. I spend time at Connor's, and then Connor spends time at mine. So, in essence, it doesn't matter where we live because we're doing the drive anyway now.
Yeah.
Like, if we wanted to visit home once a month, for example, we do that more now than we would if we lived together. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really. I think it doesn't matter where we live as long as we're together.
Yeah. Which will be hilarious, I think.
Why?
Because I'm just going to do your head in.
Yeah, he's so messy.
Not that bad.
He's so messy. It's unreal, and so I mean, don't even go there with hygiene.
What you got to get that in there for?
Like, I'm so OCD, yeah,
you are.
and I'll go with
ridiculous.
Connor, are you going to do that when we live together? And he's like, well, we don't live together yet, so what does it matter? I'm like, I'm not going to move in with you if you're going to be like this. So yeah, that will be fun and games. It will. But I am looking forward to it.
So is that a wrap?
Yeah, so that's all the questions we're going to answer today, because we've already exceeded how long we were going to take
this video's mad long.
Yeah. So we hope that answers some of your questions about us. Obviously, if we didn't answer your question, we'll probably do another one.
Yeah, we'll do
at some point.
We're going to do a bunch of videos on it together.
Yeah. So hopefully we did answer your question. You got to know us a little bit better. Thank you for sending all your questions in. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And yeah, enjoy and see you next time.
See you later.